The Heybike Horizon is a folding fat tire electric bike with full suspension and something called Horst Link suspension on the rear. What is that? We'll find out. They claim we can get 55 miles of range on a single charge, and it comes with a fast charger that we can charge the battery in 3 hours. And the MSRP is $1 short of $2,000, but it is on sale in the link below this video in the description box. But the big question is the Heybike Horizon any good or not? Let's find out. Here's what it looks like when you get it out of the box. And check out that limited edition Horizon paint. If this color is sold out, there are other colors in the link below this video. Oh shoot, man. I might have nicked my paint. This is unit number 163 of 500. And here's a look at the Horst Link suspension. It's basically a 4-bar suspension. And it has an air shock that distributes the force down here. There are no adjustments on the suspension, but should make for a pretty nice ride. We'll see here shortly. Around back, we get a 750 watt hub drive motor on a 24-inch wheel, which right now I'm actually noticing this e-bike is rolling on 24-inch wheels. Almost all of the e-bikes I review is either 20-inch wheels or 26-inch wheels. These ones are kind of like in the middle, but they do have knobby tread, and this is actually the first time I've seen these Chow Yang fat tire 3mm hippo skin tires. When it comes time to stop, this meaty rubber should grip nicely onto the pavement if these 180mm rotors synced up to RSX hydraulic calipers do their job properly. The Horizon comes with plastic fenders and a rear rack that we'll put on soon. Looks like we'll have turn signals. And whenever a bike has rear suspension, obviously we have suspension on the front fork. On the right stanchion, we can lock or unlock and also have adjustments along the way. There is a quick release lever to adjust the seat easily. And in case you want to swap it out, it is a 30.9mm seat post. The actual seat is Heybike. It's got a little bit of shape to it. It's wide. And of course, this is a folding bike, so here is the folding mechanism. You charge the battery either on or off the bike. Let's take a look at it. It's got a switch which is useful for long-term storage, and it is listed as a 48 volt, 14.4 amp hours, just shy of 700 watt hours of energy. They say 55 miles, we'll see what we do. One thing that does stand out about this bike, not the manual, not the pedals, the charger. It is a relatively large charger, not the size of it. The charge rate is 4 amps. 14.4 amp hours divided by 4 amps, 3.6 hours to charge from completely empty to completely full. Here's a closer look at the pedals. They do fold. Folding handlebars attached here. Handlebars have adjustable height. Up on the handlebars, we get RSX hydraulic brakes. Levers feel decent, and we get ergonomic style hand grips, bolted down so they won't rotate on you. And a feature we don't see on many e-bikes, turn signals. We'll see what the horn sounds like in a moment. Light switch, controls. We'll pop that battery on here in a moment to check out the display, which is branded Heybike. And on the right side, we get a thumb throttle to control the power, and a 7-speed Shimano shifter to operate the gears. There's also a little button down here that says auto. We'll try that out. Front wheel. Looks so strange seeing a folding bike on 24-inch wheels. Kind of like it. Front wheel bolts on. There is no quick release lever, so if you need to get the front wheel off, you're gonna need to get the wrench out. Here's the headlight. E-bike. The horn's built into this. Here's what it looks like with the fender and headlight on. My fender might be rubbing just a little bit, so I might just take it off. But you could like bend these and get it situated right. So if you want to fold the bike, don't have the battery in it, makes it lighter. Pull that switch, drop the handlebars down, and the whole thing can kind of just fold in half. It's got that little bar in the middle to set itself up down on. These fat tire e-bikes definitely have a little bit of weight to them. Here is how it's done. Yeah. So compared to a 20-inch folding fat tire e-bike, this one definitely takes up a little bit bigger of a footprint. Not like crazy bigger, but definitely just a little bit. Not bad. Yeah. Locks in place. Make sure it's locked. Easy peasy. So flip that switch on, drop this battery in. And to give you an idea of the size of the bike, seat on minimum height, step through frame makes it easy to get on. The whole thing sits a little bit higher because, you know, a typical folding e-bike is like 20-inch tires, so it'll sit about 2 inches higher. Rear suspension feels nice. So handlebars are on minimum, seat is on minimum. Here's what I look like. 34 inseam, 6'5". Brake levers feel nice. Seat on maximum height. I can see the turn signals on back here. Handlebars on max height. Almost not enough room to get them up. Seat on max height, handlebars on max height. Here's what my pedal stroke is gonna look like. And the suspension, definitely feeling good. Gonna be riding in comfort on this one. Here's a closer look at that suspension. So it is an air shock. It is pretty progressive as, seat's not all the way locked down yet. So it is an air shock as it compresses. The suspension gets more and more firm as opposed to the coil shock. Feels good, dude. So I did not turn the bike on yet, but the signal is on. Let's fire this thing up. So there's an app. We'll check that out soon. Display is very basic. No color. We do get a backlight. Shows us our battery voltage. Always love to see that. So it says it's a full battery, but a 48 volt charge to max is actually 54.6. So this is actually only like 60% charged. We'll get it charged up though. Tipping on through the options here, we get our distance as well as odometer, wattage of the motor, so that's always great to see. We'll be able to see our peak power output and back to distance. I like they start us on pedal assist 5. They know what we're going to be doing, but you do get 5 total levels. And there are turn signals. It says hey bike, both signals, and then there is a brake light. When I pull on the lever it flashes like that. And then up front we also get turn signals. There's the other one activated. Heybike branding is strong on this bike. Oh shoot, that's a light. There's a light. That's the horn. I was trying to reach for the light switch. I hit the horn. Pedestrian friendly, not too loud. You know it's not too loud because Sarah didn't get scared. But there is a light switch that turns on and off. So let's flip this thing around. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chainring has a guard on both sides to make it less likely that your chain will fall off up here. There's a derailleur guard in case you knock your bike over. Your Shimano tourney derailleur won't get damaged. And we get a basic 7 gears on the cassette. So let's fire up the Horizon, then ride off into the Horizon. You like my jokes? Yeah. I got dad jokes, you got dad jokes. Pedal assist 5, ready, go! So throttle will take us up to 20, which is legal for a class 3 e-bike. All right, dudes, let's take the Heybike Horizon out for a ride. Heybike does have an app, so let's go ahead and add our bike. We can see the Bluetooth popping up there. This bike will charge to 55 volts. I just took it off the charger. Wow, 54.6 is typically the max on a 48 volt. Connect this one right on up. So they do have like a proximity unlock and auto lock features. I think one of the more useful things on this app is if you go to personalize, you can set your top speed, but probably the most useful thing is you can choose what speed each pedal assistance level is for 1 through 5. So 1 will take us to 5, pedal assist 5 will take us to 24.9. We'll get in there and mess with that soon. And of course, we'll track our official distance on Strava as well as here. And I did end up taking off that front fender. It was just kind of rubbing a little bit. I could have like sorted it out. I didn't want to mess with it. Of course, the very first test we're gonna do is run it up the 20% grade. We'll throw it on pedal assist 5. I'm gonna use thumb throttle only, and I love that this bike shows us the wattage output of the motor. So right away, we see we got 1,100 watts, 1100 watts, 900 watts. So it's kind of cutting back on power as we slow down, but regardless, we can make it up to 20% grade with no pedaling whatsoever. So obviously, if you put in just a little bit of effort, you could dominate that hill even more. Let's go ahead and throw on the polarized lenses here. Can you see the screen through this? I suspect so. Yes, indeed. So the screen is basic, no color or anything like that, but you can see it very easily out here on a bright sunny day. So I'm super excited to see how these 24-inch tires are gonna do on today's ride, especially out in the sand by the beach. I've never brought a 24-inch, a pair of 24-inch tires out to the beach. So let's go ahead and try pedal assist 0 here. Obviously no throttle, no nothing. And try pedal assist 1 here, give it a little bit of input on our own. As we saw, it will take us up to 5 miles an hour in the app. Throttle does the same exact thing. So throttle will hold us at about 5.2. We can go ahead and bump that on the 2 and boom, 1,200 watts right there. Will take us up to about 12.4. And pedal assist 3, we can use throttle only to bring us up to 17. Let's go ahead and bring that down to pedal assist 2 and try out the gears a little bit here. So I am on gear number 5. I feel like is a nice natural cadence here at about 13 miles an hour. I can bump it up to 6 or 7. Now I'm in top gear of 7 already on pedal assist 2. Let's go ahead and bring it down to pedal assist 1. Hit the brakes just a bit here. So yeah, it just won't help you at all after you get to about 6 miles an hour. Let's crank it up to 2. Nice little ramp on power. Pedal assist 3. And this is a cadence sensor on this bike, so it doesn't matter how hard you pedal or whether you actually put in any input on your own at all. I'm actually just ghost pedaling on pedal assist 4, not putting in any power of my own. It'll take me up to 20 miles an hour, but I could obviously put a little pedaling in. I am noticing there's a little bit of a delay from the time you start pedaling to when it ramps up power. Not necessarily a bad thing at all. Sometimes if it kicks that power in too quickly, typically it can kind of give you a tendency of throwing you back, especially when you're on a powerful bike like this. So you're on like pedal assist 4 here, rolling at about 8 miles an hour, and you start pedaling, kind of ramps on in a nice linear predictable way. 1300 watts. 1300 watts, not bad, dude. That's on pedal assist 4. So let's go ahead and crank it up to pedal assist 5, see if we can make this light. Come on, bike. So it is a class 3. It's not going to help us beyond 20 miles an hour on pedal assist 5. We're going to need to get into settings. It's not helping us beyond 20. Come on. So we're going to go ahead and get in the app here, change our settings. Looks like the max speed is listed as 25. And you also have the option to turn off the throttle speed limiter. Maximum speed will be the same as whatever pedal assist you're on. So you can remove that if you want to have access to all the power. So we got that thing on pedal assist 5. Let's get out here, see if we can hit any higher speeds. It is showing 1300 watts output. Oh yeah, we're going faster. Pop on out here, and throttle only will bring us beyond 20 now. What is this bike here? Might have to have a little race here. Hope he sees us here. So this will bring us 26 miles an hour and cut us off right at 26. Not pedaling at all, but if I do start pedaling a little bit, I can actually keep up with the gears. It'll kind of start cutting our power right at about 25 miles an hour on the ride. And we do have turn signals on this bike, so we'll go ahead and flip on our blinker here in the turn lane. I don't know if cars can really see it or not, but don't forget to turn it off after you complete your turn. So let's go ahead and see what the 0 to 20 acceleration is like on this bike. GPS on my left hand, I weigh 200 pounds, throttle on the right, ready to go. On pedal assist 5 gives you immediate access to all that power. 10, 15, 20. So pretty quick accelerating electric bicycle. It's got a bike on a bike. So we'll talk about that rear suspension a little bit today. Going over that bump, I can tell it definitely helped out. So there is an auto button here on the right. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. I thought it might be like a cruise control. Maybe it's like automatic lights. We'll find out at some point in this review. And typically I say a 20-inch tire doesn't do as well as a 26-inch tire out in the sand. Well, today we have 24-inch tires. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how they handle. Before we try it on the flat sand though, let's go try and run it up this steep hill under throttle only. So yeah, we can do that. And then right here, we'll see how the rear suspension does. So they call it a Horst Link suspension. It's basically like a 4-link suspension. Not bad, not bad. Not the greatest, but definitely not bad at all. Comfort of this bike, I'd say it's pretty comfortable. I don't love the seat. Personally, I prefer a flat seat. This one has like little dimples that kind of sit up on my sit bones. Not my favorite, but don't listen to my opinion on seat. Everybody's gonna have their own preference. Definitely a pretty torquey bike though. Pop the front wheel off the ground a bit here. So back brake is on the left in case you get yourself in a situation where you're going over backwards. Looks like we have a flock of police officers here. One with a shoe in his hand. What is happening in Venice today? Squeeze on through here. Looks like they're taking down some shop. Look at this baby on board. Man, this looks like some serious exercise over here. So we'll try this suspension a little bit in the grass. Feels totally fine right through here. Let's go hit these little trails a little bit. Oh, man, there's a lot of power in this bike, dude. The front end's like almost like power wheeling off. So rear suspension, you know, it's not terrible. You know, it's a basic 4-link suspension on an air shock. Air shock's basic. The geometry of the suspension, it's good. In general, for the price, I'd say it's good. All right, let's give it the ultimate test. So suspension going over the boardwalk. This is pretty much the harshest surface I really ride on, and then we'll take it on the sand. See how the 24-inch tires do right down here. We're on throttle only right now. So typically, you know, the taller the wheel, the better it is at running stuff over. You get more mechanical leverage with the taller wheel. So these aren't quite 26, but they, you know, they're a little bit taller than the 20-inch wheels. Actually, quite a bit taller than 20-inch wheels. We are doing all right here. And of course, the GoPro cut out at me. It looks like there's a little wedding going on out here on the beach today. So we're gonna hop on this thing and try to get it going from a stop. Pretty challenging task for any bike to do, but well, I guess we're doing it here in the sand. Nice, powering through. And it is outputting 1200 watts of power, which is a peak power output on this bike, roughly 1242. We'll see how long it can hold this up, see if it'll give out on us. So interesting how the bike's handling. You know, typically, you know, 26-inch wheels, they handle way better than like 20-inch wheels out here. I can tell in the handling department of these wheels is like not quite as good as 26, but definitely significantly better than 20-inch wheels. So we'll rip it on through here, see if we can make it back. This is like the really hard part right here. And it's giving us a 900 watts of power, kind of losing my balance, not pedaling still. So this bike is torquing us through, really putting this thing through the ringer. Just kind of touching my feet on the ground here to maintain my balance. And a Costco cart. Whoa, off to the races. Chick is just staying on her head out here. Why not? Dang, dude, that kid took a spill out there, man. He's crying. So let's head on over and try the California incline. Hey, look at all these bikes. The California incline is that long gradual incline that will take us up 85 feet. Rolling into the loopy loop. Oh, hitting that bump, dude. That cop was like, watch out, bro. So we'll throw this thing on pedal assist 5. Not that you probably even need it, honestly. So yeah, pretty torquey bike, man. 1200 watts of power, throttle only, just carrying me straight up this mountain. Lost my balance there. And at the base of the California incline, we're showing 48.6 volts. So we're about 60-ish% battery. 9 miles an hour, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, still pulling 1200 watts, well, a couple watts shy, 18.5, and we are doing a number on the battery right now, making the bike do all of this work for us, not pedaling at all. And just past the horizon, you can see the horizon of the United States. That's right, I got jokes. So I gotta say, man, I'm liking the feel of these RSX hydraulic brake levers. We'll put them in the test at the bottom of this hill when we need them. So I forget the exact weight of this bike, what, like 80 pounds or so. It's important to have a nice set of brakes to bring all your weight to a stop, and yeah, that's what we have on this bike. I'd rank these RSX brakes right up there with a nice set of Tektros. They're grippy, they feel smooth and nice, man. If you get yourself in a pickle and you need to stop quickly for about 20 miles an hour, see what happens. Oh yeah, dude. Pretty much the rubber is going to be your limiting factor, as you can see there. And 4-inch wide knobby tread tires. They grip the ground pretty much as good as any tire. Brakes are good is what I'm saying. I don't know, dudes. I have the manual here. I'm looking through it trying to figure out what that auto button does, but unless I'm overlooking something, I don't see what it does. Little button right there, not sure what it does. So we're about 9 miles into this ride, showing 48.5 volts on the display here, which is reading like full, which that's not accurate. So I'll head on home, check the final range on this, but let me leave you with my final thoughts. And the MSRP on this electric bike is $2,000, which I do feel is too expensive to pay for this, but they do have it on sale in the link below this video in the description box for several $100s off that price, which really isn't too bad. In general, I'd say this is like a punchy electric bike. It's got like good pep to it, and the full suspension is a good geometry. It is a very basic shock on there, very basic air shock. I almost ran over that dog poop. But in general, you're gonna be riding a lot nicer on this full suspension electric bike than a hardtail with no rear suspension at all. Another good thing Heybike has going for it is they are becoming a bigger brand in the e-bike space for sure. You can find them in big box stores. But if you are gonna buy this bike, don't buy it in a store. Buy it through the link in the description box below this video, because I would help support my reviews here on Tail Happy TV, and I would greatly appreciate your support. But let's head on home and check the final range. Let's race the GTR. Bring it. Put my blinker on immersion, dude. Hello. All right, dudes, after 17.5 miles, average speed of 11.6 today, hour and 30 minutes of ride time, we are showing 46.4 volts remaining on the battery. And that was with me, a 200-pound dude, relying almost 100% on throttle. I might have pedaled maybe like 5% of the time. So it is a 48 volt, 14.4 amp hour battery pack, I believe. I'd say, you know, that's what you can expect if you're just gonna be hammering the throttle. The benefit of having like a medium-sized battery, which I would consider this to be, is you're not going to have like an excessively heavy bike like some bigger batteries. Anyway, all around, it's a pretty good bike. If you do want to buy one, buy through the link down below the video in the description box. I would greatly appreciate your support if you do. However, if this is not the kind of electric bicycle you're looking for, watch this video next. I'll catch you over there. I think I figured it out, man. The auto button is for the lights. Yes, that's definitely what it's for. Check it out. I have my flashlight on. If I shine it on the back of this light, boom. And then if I turn the auto button off, auto lights are no longer on.